guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have the second and hopefully last part of my eyeshadow palette collection. Like I said in my first part of this, I will not be doing any swatches or anything like that because we would be here forever. If you do want to see any get ready with me's or tutorials or reviews or anything on any of these palettes, do let me know down in the comments below, and let's just get into this because there are a lot and I've got a limited time. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe and tap that notification bell to be notified of more videos, and let's just get into the collection. I do have the two Jeffree Star palettes, the Beauty Killer one, which I do like, but I don't use as much as the Androgyny one, simply because it's not a very cohesive palette. It does have some great power colors. I love this pink, the blue, the purple, this one right here. The black is a lot of fun, so it's not one that I reach for a complete look by itself, but I do reach for colors. This one, on the other hand, I definitely do use together. It is an absolutely beautiful palette. I love the deep, rich tones in here, and this frosting shade right here is like the most beautiful inner corner highlight. I've got some random lime crime here. These are their fantasy palettes. I'm pretty sure they're discontinued or just really hard to get. I don't know. This is the Aquatania palette. Very beautiful, some nice shocking colors. Unfortunately, I don't reach for these a lot because I paid way too much money for them, so I don't want to use them a lot, and they're not very cohesive. This one is the D'Antoinette, which is my favorite. These absolutely beautiful pastel-y shades. And then China Doll, which is my second favorite, which you can create a really fun and bright look with this. Absolutely beautiful. And then the Alchemy palette, which is so beautiful. This one you can also do a look with. This shade right here, just all of the ones in here are just absolutely beautiful. And then I have the Venus palette. I had the second one, but I decluttered that. My mirror fell off. I need to glue it back. I really love this palette. These are definitely my shades. They're very warm and grungy and rusty and just would look good today, but just absolutely beautiful. I love this one. Super good. I have 4 of the Stila Eyes are the Window Shadow palettes. This one is mine. This one is probably my favorite out of all of them. It's just some beautiful all matte palettes with some really great shades. This orange, kind of a purpley brown here, this gray. It's just a really good palette all around. This one is Body, which kind of on the fence about this one. I like it. It's beautiful to look at in the pans here, but the shades are kind of more like a wash of color, so they're not the most pigmented. And then Spirit, which is basically the matte and shimmer version of the first one I showed you. This one is really pretty as well. I don't reach for it too much, but... And then Soul, which is more just the straight up cool tone version of these. I don't think these palettes get enough hype because they are really good, but you know, I mean, I've got 5 Sugarpill palettes here. I have their 3 of their 4-pan palettes. This one is Sweetheart. I absolutely love these palettes so stinking much. This green, it's the whole thing. This is the best matte white you're ever gonna find. These are just so good. This one is Heartbreaker. Once again, love that shade, the blue, the purple. I mean, if you are into these crazy colors and you're going to use them, these are such a great investment. They're absolutely stunning. And then Burning Heart, which has the matte red and orange and yellow to end all matte red, orange, and yellows. These are just absolutely beautiful. And this whole palette makes a gorgeous look just by itself. I absolutely love it. I have the Sparkle Baby palette, which is just this beautiful pastel-y perfection. Just I love doing a whole look with all 4 of these colors. It looks so good. I love these. Frostine, Candy Crush, just the whole thing I absolutely love. And then on the other spectrum, we have the Cold Chemistry palette or collection, whatever. Open! Here's what she looks like right here. I have a good dip in Diamond Eyes. This makes a pop-in inner corner highlight and just a straight up face highlight as well. These colors are just so rich and beautiful. I love Soot and Stars. This black, it is amazing. It has like glitter through it, but you don't lose the glitter as you blend it out. So this is just so good. All right, some random bips and bobs. I've got the Makeup Forever 12 Flash Color Case. This, I don't know where to put it really, with like face makeup or eye makeup or whatever. I use this to do all different kinds of things. I use the brown shade to do my freckles today, so I absolutely love this, and I use it for all different kind of things. It is pricey, but if you do a lot of Halloween makeup or avant-garde makeup, then, or getting into special effects, I definitely recommend this. It is a phenomenal product. New to my collection are these two Viseart palettes. This is the Warm Matte palette. I haven't gotten a chance to use this. I got it in a swap with Ashley, my friend Ashley, but I haven't used it yet, so I can't tell you how I feel about it. Then this one is one of the Viseart Theory palettes in the shade Minx. I am really excited to use this because it is so beautiful. It's just really pretty, and I think this is going to be great for travel. The colors look super rich and gorgeous, and I've heard great things about Viseart shadows, so I cannot wait to use this and then let you guys know if it's worth the price tag, because the other one is like $80 and this is like $45. So I have this Becca Ombre Nudes palette. I used this hard when I first got it. This was like my go-to for any, you know, I would do my dolly makeup with this or my vampire makeup with this. Anything where I had to give my eyes a lot of like definition and depth, this is definitely what I reached for. It is really pricey. I want to say this palette is like $35 or $40 and you only get 5 shades. The quality is really good, but the price point is kind of crazy. And then I have this Buxom one that I made myself. You just go in and you pick your shades and you slide those puppies in here. I love the colors in here. This isn't a very, you know, cohesive palette together. Maybe these green ones here. But I just picked shades that I really, really liked from the range and had them in here because I wanted to have them and use them. An Urban Decay one I totally missed when I did my first collection. This is the Full Spectrum palette. I absolutely love this. Some shades are hit and miss. Which one was, I think this Bump one was just lackluster, didn't give anything at all, but a lot of the other shades I really do like, and I like having this in my collection, especially for travel, because if I don't want to take my Urban Decay, if I don't want to take my Urban Decay electric palette, I can take this and be pretty set. Then let's do some Morphe. I don't have a huge amount of Morphe. I most recently bought a bunch when the Jaclyn Hill palette came out because I wanted to try some of their stuff because it's relatively inexpensive. The first two I have is the 25B. This is actually, is this the one? Yes. This is what I am wearing on my eyes today. I really liked how these shadows perform, and I'm really excited to try out the 25A as well. From what I saw of this one, I was pretty pleased, and I believe that both of these are less than $20 on the Morphe site, and you can get them in a bundle. This is the aforementioned 25A, much more warm tone, got some of those nice oranges. I'm ready for these two colors to be all over my lid, so I will let you guys know in a haul follow-up what I think of these, definitely. I have 3 of their regular 35 palettes. This is the 35OM palette, which I got instead of the 35O regular because I wanted to kind of expand my matte collection and use more in that department, and I really, really love this palette. I use it a lot. I travel with this thing. I always love the looks that I come out with. I'm not sure about some of their other palettes, but this one is definitely a keeper in my opinion. I love these shades over here. just the whole thing is really nice. So I think this is definitely one that if you like matte shadows or you're drawn to these shades, definitely consider picking this one up. And what I love using that one in conjunction with, and why I didn't get the original 35O, is because I have the 35F palette, which only has this row of mattes here. The rest are shimmers. So I am covered in the whole matte and shimmer ratio department if I were to take just the 35OM and the 35F. I love these shades. They're so rich and beautiful. These make gorgeous inner corner highlights as well as face highlights. And then newer to my collection is the 35B palette. I really wanted this one. Well, obviously I am drawn to the colors. I have used this one already and I really liked I really like how the look turned out. The reason I got this is because usually I travel with my Morphe palettes because I don't want to have, like, say, an Urban Decay palette or, you know, a Viseart or, you know, any of those things to break where it would cost a lot of money to replace and I would be kind of heartbroken. So these I think are really good for travel. And then last but not least, the Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette. This looks absolutely gorgeous. I have not gotten a chance to play with this on my eyes yet, but some of the shades just look so stunning. I am going to do a get ready with me using mostly these bright colors because I feel a lot of people have been doing the neutral side of things. So I definitely want to dip into these more crazy, bright, vivid colors, but the packaging is beautiful and everything about this palette is gorgeous. So I am super excited to let you guys know how that is for me. You guys all know how I feel about the Carli Bybel Deluxe Edition palette with BH Cosmetics. I have talked about this palette a lot in a favorites, in my haul follow-up. I just absolutely love this thing. These shades are beautiful. The highlighters are amazing. And if you've been on the fence about picking this up, I highly recommend it. The quality feels like a high-end palette. It is just so good. And then some palettes that I didn't give the best review on, but I actually really enjoy using now. This is the Saharan by Juvia's Place. You've got those beautiful rich reds, some beautiful shimmers. I love this shade here. These two are to die for. So is this one. And then I have the Masquerade Mini. I absolutely love this top row here. These two rows are a little harder to work with, and there is a bit of a learning curve with this palette, I feel, because the shimmers, you kind of have to find the right kind of brush and the right way to apply them. So there is a bit of that, but overall this palette is just absolutely gorgeous. And then newest to my collection is the Magic by Juvia's. I die for this packaging. It is so beautiful, and you open up and you get palette the size of your head. I just love this. I did do a get ready with me using this shade and this shade and this shade. If you're interested in seeing that, I will leave it linked down below. These are just absolutely stunning. I love the pinks, that gold, the green. This purple's really pretty. Not a huge navy fan, but just overall the palette is just absolutely gorgeous. Two more for BH Cosmetics. I have their Supernova palette, which didn't blow me away. I'm gonna try and use it again. The shades that I did use just didn't perform the way I had hoped or expected. This Pegasus shade is nothing but chunky glitter, so stay away from that. It just kind of piffs on the eye, no pigmentation whatsoever. So I'm gonna try and use that a bit more and see what happens. And the reason I was so disappointed is because I love the Galaxy Chic palette. This palette is just so beautiful. These shades are amazing. I live for this section up here. These blues and greens are beautiful. This shade, just the palette overall is so gorgeous and well done. I was really expecting to be kind of blown away or just as happy with the eyeshadow quality with the Supernova, but not so much. I have this big giant Marc Jacobs clamshell palette. This was holiday from 2 years ago. It's pretty, but this palette isn't anything that I couldn't live without. The purple is nice. I really love these two shades in the center, but for how much it was, I don't think it was nearly worth the heavy price tag. All right, let's get into one of my favorite eyeshadow palette formulas is Lorac. I have the Mega Pro 3, which I need to pull out more because these shades are absolutely stunning. I love pomegranate. I adore toffee, eggplant. It's just so beautiful and well thought out. I am so excited for the Mega Pro 4, pink packaging. Yes. But the Mega Pro palettes are just so nice. You get the 2 row of mattes and the 2 rows of shimmers. They're absolutely beautiful. I love them. And then I have the Mega Pro 2. Did not get the Mega Pro 1 because I think it came out before I was really super into makeup. This one is also really beautiful. Melon, tangerine, purple, lavender. I've used blue quartz is stunning. Gold leaf is exactly like it suggests, like a gold leaf on your eyelids. I actually love blue quartz and gold leaf just together. Absolutely stunning. Love this one. Need to pull it out some more as well because my palettes don't get enough love. Newest to my collection is the Beauty and the Beast Tale as Old as Time eyeshadow palette. It is really pretty. I do have a review on this and the blush palette. If you would like to see that, I will leave it linked down below. It's not a very unique collection of shades, but the quality is very good. Very neutral everyday with a few kind of, unique shades like Beast Mode, Look Beyond, Romance, and stuff like that. But, it's more of a collector's item, I feel, unless you are totally drawn to these shades. I got my Lorac Unzipped palette. This is the original one, more rose gold and beautiful. Would have gone nice with my look today. These shades are absolutely stunning. They are super rich, very pigmented, and the metallics are like working with a pressed pigment. They are so gorgeous. This is the gold one, which I actually feel a lot of people go for more than the original. But these shades are so stunning. I mean, you can just see how shiny and metallic they are. I love Unwind. Undressed is like one of the best just setting your eye primer ever. Just so beautiful. Unafraid is a little difficult to work with. I don't feel like it blends as well, but it's still a really beautiful shade. Then I have this Alter Ego eyeshadow palette. This one, I think they came out with 2, one at Ulta, one at Sephora. This one has just a very unique selection of colors. They are all, except for this one, satin and shimmer finishes. So, oh, I lied, this one's matte as well, but not a very versatile palette. It is really beautiful. I love the packaging and I think it's very unique. Then I have the 2 little mini Lorac Pro Matte. I love traveling with this. This palette is so amazing. The shades are just deep and rich and delicious. I love burgundy, corduroy, chocolate. This black is amazing. It's just such a good little powerhouse. And in the same vein, the Pro Metal palette is also really, really good. I love, oh my goodness, just all of these shades are amazing. Clover, Gilded, Amber, Rose Gold, just they're all so amazing. Each of these, except for that one so much, but even it's very reflective. It makes an amazing inner corner highlight. This is just like the best inner corner highlight palette ever. Also a bit newer is the Lorac California Dreaming palette. I really like this palette. The color selection doesn't look unique, but they create some beautiful soft eye looks. This shade here, Kitty Cat, is so foiled and metallic. I love Seaside, Boots, Hot Toddy, very powdery. This eyeshadow palette was beautiful, very pigmented, but I found that it's not one I would travel with because the shadows are just so delicate. I'm just afraid if I like drop this, everything would just shatter, but they are very beautiful. Then the Lorac Beauties Who Brunch, I Heart Brunch eyeshadow palette. This has been one of the most disappointing purchases for me of the year because the shades look absolutely beautiful. They offer like zero pigmentation. They just don't perform well, which is so sad because the shades look absolutely beautifully stunning, but they just don't deliver, and that is just so disappointing. Don't use it anymore. I have these bad boys. These are just the original Lorac Pros. This is number 3, probably my least used of the 2, which is kind of sad because it has a bunch of beautiful shades in here. Terracotta, cool taupe, I love pewter, light pewter, amethyst, rose bronze, this dark brown. It's a very beautiful palette. I just don't reach for it as much as, say, number 2, which is a huge staple in my collection. I just use these so much. Charcoal, cool gray, light brown, nectar. Just the mattes on this palette are like so demolished. They're absolutely stunning. The shimmers, not so much, but I use the heck out of these mattes. I would love it if Lorac came out with an all matte palette. Then we have the first and my favorite. For this, the mattes and the shimmers are all completely dug into. Taupe, mauve, light pink, white. I am so close to hitting pan on white, taupe, mauve, and sable. Oh my goodness, it is like exciting. Garnet, gold, champagne, nude. They're just all so beautiful. I love these so much. Some more sort of random ones. I have this Estee Edit by Estee Lauder Gritty palette from the Gritty and Glow collection they did for Christmas. I really like this palette. I will usually just take one of these shades and do it all over my lid. I actually recently did a pastel gauze shade using this. It is so beautiful. It's this deep, dark, metallic green. So stunning. Violet Voss Pro in Drenched Metal. I don't use this palette nearly as much as I should. It just sits there, mostly because this is a either all over the lid palette or a complementary palette. You have one matte right there. Everything else is metallic, but it is beautiful. The shades are stunning, super pigmented. These jewel tones, that one right there, so beautiful. But I need to use it more and remind myself to pick this out. We have some drugstore. I feel like I don't have a lot of drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I did declutter a bunch of them, but I did keep my CoverGirl True Naked palettes. This one is in the roses. I actually need to do some tutorials and get readies with me with this, just because I think that these ones are pretty good. This one is just the Naked, and these ones were supposed to be quote-unquote dupes for the Urban Decay palettes. And then this one is the Roses, which is probably my favorite because I love the Naked 3 palette. And then this one is the Jewels. If you were to pick out any of these, I recommend this one. These shades are just so pigmented, so beautiful. This makes the best highlight ever. It is amazing. Then I have some NYX. This is one of the go-to palette in Bon Voyage. This is just a nice travel palette. I do love the jewel tone shades here. The blush is beautiful. This I use more as a blush, not as a contour or a bronzer. The highlight is also very nice. Then this one in Wanderlust. I absolutely love the space section here. They're so beautiful. The eyeshadow shades, not so much. They're much more neutrally, not really my thing. Then we have the NYX Avant Pop palettes. These are so good. This one is in Art Throb. I love the unique selection of shades you get here, and they are very pigmented, very high quality, and look absolutely stunning. And then this one in Surreal My Heart, which is kind of, you know, it's got the neutrals, then you have this random yellow, blue, and green. I love the gray here. That is an absolutely phenomenal matte gray, but I love having this palette as well. And then this one is the Nouveau Chic, which is another really good one. It's definitely much more cool tone. It's got some, you know, jewel tones, the purple and the forest green, and then these nice, just lighter neutral shades. These are a really good pick from the drugstore for a more inexpensive palette. They are just so good. Okay, just about done. I have 3 Marc Jacobs palettes. This one is the Lolita. I feel like the quality of his shadows are really good. These palettes are a nice luxury splurge. Treat yourself. This one is just, I'm honestly just keeping this one because of the name, because the whole living doll Lolita thing. This one is the Vamp. I love this. I use it a lot. I adore these. It's just so beautiful. It's perfect for creating vampire looks, as the name would suggest. And then the Siren, which was a limited edition one. These shades are so beautiful. This isn't necessarily a palette you could get a look out of by itself, but as a complimentary palette, these are amazing. Then last but not least, I have these two little babies from Smashbox. This is Smashbox plus Santigold. I will admit I have never used these. I think I may have swatched them. I keep them because they are absolutely beautiful. And this was a collection I went searching for when I first started getting into makeup. So they do have that sentimental value. I'm sorry. This one is the Earth as We... This one was Apocalypse Now, and this one is Earth as We Know It. Beautiful, stunning, love to have them in my collection, never used them. Well, there we have the final part of my eyeshadow palette collection. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below. What are some of your favorite eyeshadow palettes? Do you have favorites in here? Do you have ones that you don't like? Let me know what the next section you would like to see is, and thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!